must not be uploaded and it cannot be uploaded. Governments will come, governments will go. Our chieftaincy institution should be maintained, whether they like it or not. Even the Almighty God could not abolish chieftaincy. So we also be looking at chieftaincy from the perspective of culture. So before we do everything, let's find out what is culture. Because chieftaincy is one of the institutions within culture. So I'm going to do a small test. Find out from everybody here. Ask yourself, what is culture? I give you 1 minute to do that. Then I'll come to give you the answer. What is culture? You were walking around and somebody says, are you a student? Yes. Students of African Studies? Yes. What is culture? And the person is holding a machete. What about the machete is? Say, give me an answer. Or will you allow me to be? No. Okay. So there must be an answer to culture. A lot of people are giving definitions as to what culture is. But one of the basic definitions will be culture is the sum totality of a people's way of life that will distinguish a person from culture A and another person from culture B. So all the things that will single you out as an area, as an Ashanti, as an Nzima, as a Dawani will be your culture. And within this ensemble of the things we are looking at, for me as a linguist, what will identify and single you out is language. Shall you all say language?
Language.
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 If we know the benefits of language, we should not be speaking against our mother tongue. I know some of you don't speak your language at home. Is there anybody here in whose home they speak English, they communicate with you in English? Raise up your hand and let me give you some deliverance. So your culture will have a language, and the language will single you out. So that's the first thing. The food we eat is part of the culture. So those of you who don't eat any Ghanaian food, you are losing your culture. Enough of the rice, enough of the jollof, enough of the other ones that we call. Come home and eat our old cake, eat our bamboo, eat the affair, and eat a chicken, and eat clothes. Then you are Ghanaian. Kokote. Congratulations for Kokote. So the food is very important. Our shelter, where we live, the architectural designs we have are part of our culture. And of course, for those sitting at the front row, our clothing will single us out as Ghanaians. What we wear is part of our culture. What we eat is part of our culture. The language we speak is part of our culture. The music and dance, our arts, our symbols, our designs, they are all part of our culture. Having said that, all these are observable aspects of culture, things that you can see. But there's something we call cultural know-how. The knowledge you need to be able to produce these things is part of the culture. And there was a man called Goodenough. He felt that we have to distinguish between cultural know-how, the skills and knowledge, from the output. Because you need the knowledge to be able to weave the kente. True or false?
True.
You need the knowledge to prepare pound soup. I know some of you here cannot prepare pound soup. You need some strong knowledge to be able to do that. So we are talking about the products of culture as well as the knowledge and competence his people. Just like the president having a social contract with us, they'll say we give you A, B, C, else we will not vote for them. Unfortunately, normally we don't vote for our chiefs, but we have a way of telling them that enough is enough. That is where the student will come in. So, what is the structure of the traditional governance? You know what a pyramid is? There's some shape like that. So traditional governance will always start from the home. So in the home, this time people talk of nuclear home, father, mother, and kids, and that's about that. You haven't seen anything yet. When I was growing up, I had 6 mothers. 6 mothers, 1 uncle. And almost all of us were living in the same house. And Mother A will cook, bring the food. Mother B will cook, bring the food. And all the boys gathered around one bowl. So the boys were categorized in terms of ages. Those in middle school, 1 bowl. Those in upper primary, do people know what upper primary is? So P4, P5, P6, 1 bowl, and the girls were sitting somewhere. This was to bring about unity. These days, even with 3 kids, each one has got to pay for her own bowl. How do you unite? So the traditional governance had the family head. And in the village, every family head will have to respond to the Odikro. Odikro will be the village chief. And all the members of the family heads will form the wing chiefs of the Odikro. The Odikro will also have to pay allegiance to the next in command, who could be the Omani or Obrepon. And the Obrepon to the Omani. And in the case of Ashanti, all the paramount chiefs will have to pay homage to Otumfuo the king. So the base is very big, and as it moves up, it becomes narrow. That was the type of governance. And to report, you don't have to speak over one rule. So my village chief cannot go to Otumfuo. He has to report anything to the next in king. So it's just like what we have now. We have the assemblyman and woman. Until I became a member of an investigatory committee, I didn't know that the assemblymen were also called honorables. Somebody came from Ashama and said, I'm Honorable Abdul Ashama East. I said, hey, sir, the assemblymen are also honorables. So we have the district chief executive, the MCs, and that the regional minister, and the regional minister will also pay attention or pay tribute to the president or the minister in charge of governance, local government. We had the same thing, and it was working. So for anybody to tell me that the chieftaincy system is colo, you don't know what we're talking about. Because we are practicing exactly what they were practicing then. Let's move ahead. So we are looking at the governance, and within this governance, the chief had his own advisors. So now in modern governance, the president has members of the state, council of state, who are supposed to be advising the president. I'm using the word supposed to be advising